Hi, have you ever wondered why most students struggle with learning the English language and some other students they make it seem like no problem. They make it they make it look like learning English is so easy. If you have, well, you've come to the right place because in this video we are going to discuss on the topic the impact of early English exposure on second language acquisition in young EFL learners. Before we continue, let me explain what is second language acquisition. So, second language acquisition is basically the process of learning, acquiring a second language. So, for me, my native language is Indonesian. My second language, or L2, is of course English. Now, why is this important? Because there is a term called the critical period hypothesis. Now, what it means is that there is a specific age for in an individual that is really great for them to learn language. What makes this really important? Because some individuals, most individuals, they ignore this very critical age, very critical period to learn language. That's why those who start learning language at a very older age, they struggle. Meanwhile, those who start early, they have it really easy to learn a second language. Now, why is critical period hypothesis make a huge difference? Well, firstly, an individual at a young age, their brain have more cognitive flexibility and brain plasticity. Now, what it means is that those at a young age, their brain is a lot easier to shape because, as you know, because language is just not information you can store easily. It's a way of expressing yourself. It's a way of structure. You need to shape your brain to think in that language. And for people at a young age, it's easy for them to acquire language naturally, say shaping their brain as it is not as it is still soft to shape. Now, the second thing is that those at a young age, it's the way they acquire language occurs naturally. Is unlike us older people, for when we want to acquire a new language, learn a new language, we often have difficulties because it does not happen naturally anymore. We start to link it with our native language. We start having mental changes. What I mean with mental changes is that some people they still think in L1 in their first language while translating it to L2, their second language. Example: when I want to speak English, when I want to say something in English, I don't think English. I think Indonesian and translate the words to English. That's what I meant with mental change. And now, why is it the last thing why learning language is a lot better at a young age is because long-term proficiency. Because they have a head start at learning English at a very young age, they develop a foundation of learning that specific language that makes it easier for them to learn when they grow up. It's like a foundation for which you can access anytime because it's already there. You do not need to create a new foundation to learn a language. So now we come to the main question for today's video. How does early exposure to English influence vocabulary acquisition in young EFL learners? A study in Germany that focuses on studying second language acquisition in young EFL learners found that people who start learning English at a very young age have a more ease when learning English as they grow up compared to those who start learning English a lot later. Now, the participants for that study of course, students in Germany, the early, there are two samples, students in elementary school and students in middle school. Now, what we find surprising is that those who start learning at elementary school, they have a proficiency gap of learning English about 10 to 15% higher than compared to those who started learning in uh, middle school, as the middle schoolers have a proficiency gap of 8 to 12%. Now, the proficiency gap is determined by tests like structure, vocabulary, listening, and writing comprehension. Well, now you may ask, well, of course, the elementary schoolers will have a higher proficiency gap because they started earlier, therefore they have more time to learn English rather than the middle school ones. However, the proficiency gap does not actually determine how long you learned English. No, the proficiency gap determines how easy for you to learn English once you have learned it. Now, the elementary schoolers, let's say, in their age, they want to learn English in 1 year. They can get to this level a lot easier than to those who start learning English at middle school because it is harder for them, and it's not just because they have less time to learn English. Now we are going to answer our main question for today. How do English exposure through the media affect vocabulary in young EFL learners? Now, what we need to note is that most children at a young age, they acquire English exposure through many ways, of course, through watching TV, such as cartoons, listening to songs, and watching YouTube videos. But for today's video, we are only going to focus on watching cartoons. Now, how do children learn from watching cartoons? This is actually backed by this is actually supported by two famous learning theories. The first one is comprehensible input by Stephen Krashen's. Now, Krashen's theory suggests that those who are exposed to a more advanced language from their current knowledge of the language would be easier to understand that language a lot more. What it means by that, if I were to listen to watch something that is more advanced, that has more advanced structure, more advanced vocabulary, my knowledge of that current language would continue to rise through that exposure. Now, another famous theory that supported this topic for today is Skinner's behaviorist theory, that is reinforcement and repetition. Now, we can see this through many cartoons actually, as such like Dora the Explorer. Many students, Dora the Explorer actually gives a really great example because in the show it practices repetition and conditioning towards the audience, that is of course the children who are watching it. In the cartoon Dora the Explorer, Dora frequently asks children, the audience, to help Dora to find objects or maybe to repeat after Dora herself. For which when Dora asks, "Can you spot the map?" children would identify which is the map, therefore introducing children to a new vocabulary, to a new object, and to motivate children to actually speak rather than actually to learn the meaning of that object. Now, another great example is for when Dora asks children to repeat after herself, for which example, "Can you say apple?" and then the students would speak apple, or maybe can you say map, and the students would do the same. Now, this is what I meant by repetition and conditioning, because when Dora motivates the audience by saying great job and good job, children would have this feeling, would be motivated to continue learning and do the repetition with the characters in the show. Therefore, children learns through that exposure. In conclusion, learning second language, learning English as a second language is very important for everyone to do at a young age, because at a specific young age, from aging from 6 to 9, it is when our brain allows us to learn language naturally. Therefore, it is important for us to learn any second language, especially English, because it makes us easier and it builds that foundation, that learning foundation to learn that specific language that we want to learn. And the way how we want to learn it is easy, because we do not have to focus to learn systematically through grammar or to English syntax as such. We only need to be exposed to the English language itself. So for those parents, I advise you to increase the English exposure to your children while they are still young. Therefore, they do not have to struggle to learn English or maybe any language that you prefer, because they will learn that language that is exposed to them naturally, leading for a better foundation in their brains. Well, that's all from today's video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.